Right, now let's take you to our big story for today. Late TKZee member Tokollo Magesh Tshabalala will be buried at the Westpark Cemetery. He died on Monday from an epileptic seizure, which he developed after sustaining a severe brain injury in a car crash from back in 2001. eNCA's Nqobile Madlala is there for us and joins us now. Good morning, Nqobile. Proceedings or the funeral was actually scheduled to get underway exactly at 9 o'clock. What is the sense you're getting now? Will it in fact perhaps start in a bit? It seems a bit empty. So what are we expecting?
The preparations, yes, are definitely underway at this moment. We do understand that it is expected to start at about 9 o'clock, but of course, quite a lot still yet being done. We can see people just still coming in. We've already spotted just about one member of the family, so more people are yet to come. So we are expecting it to be a bit delayed. But of course, we know that this is a gentleman that has been loved and fondly known as Magesh for his talent and for his work. And of course, I'm going to bring in now the person that worked closely with him. I mean, I'm sure this must be a very hard one today to see this last send-off.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it's besides work, we've known each other since high school days. Kabelo introduced me to Zwei and to Magesh because I grew up in the same neighborhood as Kabelo, and it started as a friendship, and we went on to do some really incredible things together as well on the professional front. So today is tough, and it was completely unexpected. So I think that's the big part. You know, this is a man who is so full of life and who is disarmingly charming and just a really larger-than-life character. So it's going to be tough not having that anymore.
Tell me a bit about those moments that you shared together. Just one that can pop up in your head.
It's too many to mention. It's just, I think the thing to remember about Magesh is Magesh was always very good at being able to disarm you with his charm. So even when he's done something which he knows may have rubbed you up the wrong way, he was just very good. I mean, there's one person in the world I allowed to call me Fifi, and that was him. And he'd be like, whenever that will happen, and he can see I'm getting upset, he'd be like, Fifi. Fifi. So yeah, I'm gonna miss that, you know, and just so many things about him. He's just a really incredible person, and I'm gonna miss him.
And of course, we understand that he had a family. I mean, a lot of people have always asked that, how did he end up in music when his father was so known for soccer? How didn't he go to soccer?
It's God-given, really, God engineering. I mean, again, you know, I've said this so many times that Magesh was Kwaito artist's favorite Kwaito artist. He's simply the greatest to ever do it. When you consider his contribution and how he evolved the art form just by way of how he delivered on those Kwaito beats at the time, it was groundbreaking from the times of Mashamplan going this way. And by the time he got to TKZee and got into full flight with Kabelo and Zwei, it literally is music that they created that stood the test of time. So again, like I said, it was God-given. This was something that no matter what he did, he was always going to end up here given the talent God had given him.
Known for his lyrics, what else was he known for?
Sure. Yeah. I don't know, like, just as I say, just, you know, when you talk about an iconic rock star personality, right? Like, larger than life. I think when you talk about Kabelo, Zwei, and Tokollo, you're talking about the first real post-emancipation superstars, you know, and that's what they were. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to bring you back now to some of the people that were part of that front. You can see Kabelo is just a bit busy there, just going in. But I want to bring you in, Zwei. He's been described as a rock star, larger than life. What do you remember about him?
In hindsight, actually, maybe that is what we saw in each other. He just had that. He never put it on. He just was. Very consistent, same guy I knew back at school. Except that his friends were his fans then. All the time, but I guess my relationship with both Kabelo and Tokollo was always like, because they were my juniors at school, like, I'm using very polite words now. But yeah, I mean, this past week or this last few days, whenever I just think of him, I only have things that can make me laugh or smile or whatever, you know. It's only just people that connect us, and just, you know, when you think of his community and how touched people are, I think it's more the void, this massive space that Tokollo occupied. that is, we don't know, you know. But otherwise, yeah, we're blessed.
But you're one of those groups that have stood the hands of time, really, always been together. We know that also just recently you guys had been together, singing together. Tell us a bit of what was happening right now. Were you working on anything?
Yes, we were working. Yeah, well, I guess I would call it, yes, we were spending more time together. Because really when we were on stage, we were like on stage, what, for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, the rest of the time we're on the road. And I think that's what we treasure. And yeah, and it's an opportunity for us to spend more time. And I think recently there's been a little more work or more time, especially after COVID and all that. And we appreciate that. Maybe if he was waiting for that to go, then yeah, we appreciate it. And yeah, great moments indeed to look back on. 30 years is not little. It's a long time, and to have been as close, like family. I mean, at the prime of TKZee, you know, when we're at our busiest, we're living together. We couldn't not live together when we're kicking off until we got to the age of, we needed to figure ourselves, which was good for all of us anyway, to be the individuals that we need to be for each other and for everyone, you know. So
he's described as a legend. How, if he was here today, how would he want to be remembered by South Africa?
Heavyweight tiger. Yeah, but I mean, he knew he was dope, but he loved people. Yeah, maybe legend, I don't know, but I think after getting that Lifetime Achievement Award, even for me, it was like, I can't run away from this legend thing anymore. You know, that's how the people view us, and I think we took it with grace. And I mean, it's been a long time of hard craft, you know, and we just honored that our dream as teenagers just became what it was, you know. Yeah.
And lastly, I mean, have you spoken to the family? How are they doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, we've been in touch. We've been together throughout, from the morning he passed. Refilwe and I rushed through, and yeah, it was basically until they took him off. Refilwe said, "Sorry, boy, but we need to snap into work mode," you know. And I really appreciate it, boy, and everyone, you know, around for them to, I mean, guys that we haven't spoken to in years and people we haven't seen, but people have shown that they're gonna mourn and just help us give him a great send-off.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, those are some of the people that have been close to Magesh. You can just hear from there saying that he was a rock star, larger than life, that he would be remembered as the heavyweight, the one that had jokes. So there's quite a lot that will be remembered about Magesh. But of course today is that last send-off of the legend in the Kwaito music.
No, so beautiful to hear some of the memories, but everybody has a large smile when they remember Magesh. We'll certainly come back to you in just a bit, Nqobile. We'll monitor developments as soon as the funeral does get underway. Then we'll come back. We will certainly be broadcasting that funeral live. Hamba kahle, Mshengu Tshabalala. To this story.